What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Schalke, and strangely enough, this might be the last time we ever talk about Schalke Esports on this channel. As crazy as that sounds, no one coming into this year really could have envisioned how things were going to go for this team. I mean, Corona has obviously hit their organization very, very hard, coming from the Bundesliga. You know, not being able to have as many fans in the stadiums, and sometimes not being able to have fans at all was a big hit. And then obviously the team ends up getting relegated after all that, which is even another big hit. And esports, with the LEC slot being so valuable, being able to sell off players like Abadage and make a bunch of money, things went downhill fast for the Schalke team that over the last couple of years has been a pretty solid LEC organization, has built up a solid fan base, has gotten people really, really excited, and overall has just been an awesome member of the LEC. But unfortunately, after today, Schalke Esports is finished, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon over at patreon.com/IamGerm if you want to go above and beyond supporting me, my content, and my channel. With that being said, here we go. The big news today is that after this loss to Astralis, Schalke has been officially eliminated from LEC playoff contention. Now, this is obviously crazy. In Spring Split, they were a solid team. They finished, I want to say 4th in the regular season. They ended up finishing 4th in the playoffs. They were solid. They were a decent team. Obviously, losing Abadage, selling him off, being able to get all the money from selling him off, which was a solid chunk of change. We're hearing that 100 Thieves did pay for him. Bringing in Nuclear Int, moving on from Gilius as well, and going on to Kira, who hasn't really been that great in the summer split. A lot of weird changes for Schalke, really weird times. I'm sure it's stressful, crazy for everyone in the organization, including the players, but especially like upper level management staff, all these people who are probably going to be without jobs here soon as Team BDS comes in and takes over their spot. But I mean, we've known that Schalke was coming to an end. I think the news came out like pretty early on in the summer split that they were selling their spot, and then it came out that they were selling it to BDS. So, you know, we've known, but we weren't maybe expecting it to be done so soon. I mean, I think coming into the split, some people expected them to maybe compete for a playoff spot. People hoped we'd be able to see them a little bit longer. But now, headed into the last week of the LEC, Schalke is going to be playing no meaningful games, and people are really sad. I mean, this is Limit who tweeted out tragic end. People saying that, you know, Schalke deserved a better ending than this after the miracle run and so many different memories, so many big moments involving Schalke. For them to just go out with such a whimper, to go out with them being 3-12 right now in the summer split, them being the worst team in the LEC, them being the first team officially eliminated from playoff contention. That really sucks. That is a bad way to go out. You know, that is obviously not going out with any big fanfare or anything significant or really many people caring about them. People haven't really been tuning into a whole ton of Schalke games this year. One, because who wants to be a fan of a team that's going away and, you know, you're not even going to get to be a long-term fan of them. Then again, how many fans is really the last place team going to be? And then if your team's playing the team in last place, you're not that hype. It's been a whole mess for Schalke. So, I mean, it is definitely a sad time. It always sucks to see an organization go. It sucks to see all the players not having a home, all the management, the staff, everyone. But also, it kind of is, they're in a weird spot where, yes, BDS is coming in. They're not going to have any of these players. I believe when we check the contract database, I think I have right here, yeah, Nuclear Int is actually the only player that they have under contract for 2022. So they'll have the opportunity of getting a fresh new roster. Obviously, BDS is a team coming in with a decent amount of money. They're probably going to be looking to spend. They probably want to be a decent team, not be a last place team that Schalke is right now. So the future of all of these players are really going to be up in the air. I know we've talked about Broken Blade a little bit. I think there is some interesting options for Broken Blade. I think Vitality could be a good home for him. I think that Mad Lions could be a good home for Broken Blade. I think G2 is an option. Obviously, there's going to be middle of the pack LEC teams that are going to be going after him as well. Kira, I don't know if we're going to be seeing him back in the LEC next year. He hasn't really been that convincing. Gilius, I think, could potentially work himself back into an LEC spot just because Schalke looks so decent with him and has looked so bad without him. Again, Nuclear Int is going to be the one of all these players that is going to be under contract for Team BDS if they do want him. Who knows? He showed some promise, but he has showed some flaws and everything for sure. So we don't really know what's going to happen there. And then with Neon and Limit in the bot lane, they have good moments, they have bad moments. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Neon. I think Limit shows some more promise, and if a team did decide to pick up, Limit, I think there is going to be a spot for him in the LEC, but it is going to be interesting because not only is Schalke going to be gone, which is sad, crazy, whatever, but with Team BDS coming in, they're going to have some decisions to make. It is going to be interesting starting out from scratch, starting a fresh team, a fresh roster. And again, we've heard how rich their owner is or how rich their organization is, their staff. Obviously, you don't spend all that money on an LEC slot just to come in and do nothing. So I really expect a whole new lineup to be coming into the LEC, which I think will be cool. But then also you get to see these players dispersed all over and how they can maybe make a team better, how they can maybe shine in a new, organization, in a new environment or whatever. Because clearly, whatever's going on with Schalke right now is not working out. They are in last place by a significant amount. I mean, even teams like SK, who have been looking really, really bad, Excel, who hasn't looked that great, they are, games ahead of them in the standings, and they're not eliminated from the playoffs yet. They're still competing for that spot. But obviously, Europe is very, very competitive. But also, the other thing about Europe is that these teams don't usually spend a lot of money. They're kind of cheaper. They're not like NA. They don't go throw out those big bucks around a lot of players. So if BDS does come in looking to spend, looking to make big moves, looking to get players, they could potentially have a very, very interesting roster because there's a lot of European players that go to NA, go halfway across the world, leave their friends and family just to make some significant money, just to make some big money. So if you start offering some big money in Europe, you could rack up a decent little roster pretty fast. And, there's a couple Fnatic players that are going to have expiring contracts. There's a couple G2 players that G2 might be moving on from. Mad Lions has Kaiser, who is going to have an expiring contract. Self-Made is going to be a free agent. Treats is going to be a free agent. There's all of a sudden a lot of interesting names and faces out there that if Team BDS wants to come in and absolutely make a splash in the league, wants to start off strong, securing a solid fan base of people who are going to be hyped up and excited about the team and about the brand and about watching them and cheering them on, they're going to have that opportunity, but it could be cool. It could be interesting. Now, if they do decide to bring back most of the Schalke lineup, that'll be kind of cool for Schalke fans and for these players, obviously, to stick together. But again, they're in last place right now. Things aren't necessarily working out super, super great. So, this is definitely really, really sad. I definitely feel bad for everyone involved. It has been crazy. But again, we've known it's coming for a long time. And I know I've made a couple of these, whatever team is finished. And it's become a little bit of a meme on this channel. And some people flame and some people say it's clickbait, blah, 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 blah. But this time, this is the most true one out of all of them. I mean, there's some rough teams out there in the world right now. There's some teams that are struggling, have bad things happening. But Schalke is the team with the worst things going on right now. They are literally finished. They have 3 games left in the LEC, but they're going to be games that mean literally nothing. Their organization has had a terrible, terrible year. Spring Split was obviously a little bit better because their team was actually kind of good, but so many bad things happened for the Schalke organization, and then for it all to just kind of culminate in this terrible, terrible ending of being the very first team eliminated, having such a terrible record, losing to Astralis, all of these things going wrong. It's very, very unfortunate. So I definitely feel bad for Schalke fans, everyone involved, but I think a new team coming in will be exciting. It'll be fresh, it'll be new, and I hope that BDS comes in, is able to make a name for themselves, build a strong brand, and hopefully the LEC will be made stronger. You hate to see teams swapping in and out. You want to see teams building up long legacies, long brands. That's how the league is going to become better, but obviously things were out of Schalke's control at this time. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Schalke is officially finished. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Are you excited for Team BDS to be coming in? Are you sad to see Schalke go? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamJerm. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.